What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the HASAN broadcast coming to you live from sunny Los Angeles, California, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Thirsty Thursday, folks. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thirsty Thursday. Folks, we are live. We're alive, and I hope everyone's having a fantastic one. We got the ZOHRAN MAMDANI mayoral run that's taking place. I'm probably going to get destroyed on the debate as well. I suspect Andrew Cuomo is going to try to weaponize me against ZOHRAN MAMDANI. So there is that to look forward to as well. That's going to be fun. I'm just getting everybody geared up and ready to go for that because that's going to happen. And I think the crazies will then use that to be like, Hassan is finished now. Andrew Cuomo called him out while simultaneously being like, Andrew Cuomo fucking sucks. But I guess they like him now. You know what I mean? What advice would you give ZOHRAN to neutralize any argument from Cuomo about you? I mean, Andrew Cuomo literally just went on the Impulsive podcast, which was credited with Donald Trump's victory. I don't think he has any grounds to stand on in terms of who ZOHRAN collaborates with, let alone a prominent progressive figure, on a prominent leftist figure. Andrew Cuomo is also literally a designated rapist. Like, what are we talking about? This is the exact same dynamic that exists all the time. The more right-wing you are, the more assurances you have, the more allowance you have to be a giant piece of shit. Like, if you are a progressive figure, you have to have a stainless reputation. And even if you have a stainless reputation, people will find something to fucking tarnish it with. And a lot of dumb fucks in the center, a lot of normies will literally go along with it because they think, oh yeah, you're right, actually. These guys have, they have to be infallible. But if you're right-wing, if you're aligned with like right-wing values, if you're aligned with Donald Trump, if you're aligned, if you're the more right-wing figure on any race, you have unlimited allowance. You can be a monster, okay? You can straight up be a fucking monster and people will not give a shit. That's just how it works. Like, everybody is so predisposed with this idea that like the far left are all hypocrites. They must be faking it. They must be committed to these things because they're virtue signaling or whatever the fuck. And it's so easy to dupe a lot of people. It's so easy to dupe a lot of people on the margins. And it's never, ever, ever about policies and how to actually improve people's lives, which I think is ZOHRAN's best quality. No matter what people throw in his direction, he just always takes it back to issues that he's defined by. This is something that I have consistently explained to those who would listen. You have to have well-definable policies. You have to have policies that you can be defined by and that people will recognize you over. And you have to consistently advocate for those policies and bring the conversation back to that. And then your opposition will look silly when they turn around and go, okay, you're talking about fast and free buses as the mayor of New York, but what about Hamas? Right-wing reactionary framing views empathy and compassion as some sort of poison and letting your guard down? Yeah. You see the ZOHRAN video? I did. It's very funny. An important announcement for the people of New York City. Let's take a look, starting with this one.
Good morning. I know some of you have expressed concerns about my age. You're worried about a 33-year-old becoming mayor of New York City. And I want you to know I hear you. That's why this weekend I'll be making a change. I'm turning 34, and I'm committing that for every single day from here on out,
Brave.
I will grow older.
Brave.
It's not something I ever wanted to do, but I know it matters to you. So I am. You can get that out of here. Let's cut to the chase. The best birthday gift you could give me is to come on out and canvass. This is the last weekend before early voting starts on Saturday, October 25th. So head to ZOHRANforNYC.com/birthday, sign up for a canvass.
I'm sick and tired of this guy fucking flip-flopping and constantly moderating his position, bro. I'm sick and tired of it. He promised us he would never get older. He promised us that he would remain 33. And you have him, after winning the primary, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, in an effort to concede to the establishment Democrats, coming out and saying that he's aging. It is fucked up. It is unacceptable. We have to stop this shit. We have to stop this shit. No more. No more of this. You do not have to do that. You do not have to come out and say you're aging. You don't have to do it.
Bring your friend, bring a date, bring your parents, bring anyone you know. Because the best gift is to beat Andrew Cuomo a second time. And the only way we can do that is if we do it together. So let's go knock.
It's so crazy because, like, in the world that we live in, 33 to 34 is like a baby. Like, in politics, he's like a child, right? Everyone keeps talking about how young he is. But in the other world that we live in on the internet specifically, when you're 33, you got one foot in the grave. 34, oh my God, you're dead. The way people treat me, the way Zoomers treat me online, the way Gen Alpha treats me online is like, Unc, you're dead. You're dead. Why don't you die already? Why don't you die quietly? Gen Alpha doesn't even realize that there is an age beyond 34. They don't even realize there's an age called 44, for example. There are people who are literally 44 years old, 54 years old, 64 years old. I know it sounds crazy. I know. Gen Alpha thinks there's no way. There's no way that that's real. Zoomers think there's no way that there are people out there who are 64 years old. Get the fuck out of here. You're making that shit up. When I turned 30, my now 5-year-old cried because she thought I was going to die. That's funny. Nice try, Unc. I'm a Zoomer, and I know people only live to 35. Yes, I am. I'm going to die soon. I'm going to die next year so that I can finally be at peace. And all my haters will probably commit suicide because they will not have anyone else to A-log every single day and obsess over. Why are 14-year-old girls adults and 35-year-old men are children of Republicans? That's actually a very good question. That's actually a really good question. For Republicans, no matter how young a girl is, they can be perceived as an adult. Obviously, they can't be perceived as an adult if they're making decisions about their own bodily autonomy, but they want to perceive young girls as adults when they are, when they are doing predatory shit to them. But then also, if you are a 35-year-old Republican, if you're a 35-year-old Republican consultant, for example, and you're posting stuff like how much you love Hitler or how much you love gas chambers, then you're a little baby. You're a child. You're a little baby child. It's like, bro, that dude's hairline owes money and taxes. Like, you can't live in a world where you can make it seem like we got a 40-year-old baby, like a 40-year-old baby that's just like simply talking a little shit. Why can't 40-year-old babies talk a little bit of shit? It's ridiculous. Speaking of age and aging, here it is. Mitch McConnell, ladies and gentlemen. Mitch McConnell in the building. Mitch McConnell looking spry. Let's take a look.
My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
Why is he not responding to the question? I'm confused. Wait. Let's run it back. I didn't fully get it. Hold on.
My name is Stella.
I feel like there was some there that
do you support ICE taking
if you look at that up close, you can see it.
Do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
Oh, I don't think he perceived that he fell. I mean, he really fumbled that question. Bro, this is generational aura loss. Yeah, bro. Mitch, oh no, Mitch, you lost aura. Brother, he lost his life almost. It's so crazy. My attitude on this is, if you can't trust these guys to be behind the wheel of a car, then you can't trust them to run the country. This is my argument. I said this with Dianne Feinstein back in the day. I was like, bro, she's dead. She's literally just a carcass, and people are just running her around. People are just wheeling this carcass around. It blows my mind. We need him to run again, dude. We need this demon to run again, honestly. Hello, this is ableist and ageist. Hello, ding, ding, ding. Hello. I am. I've told you this before. I'm ableist and ageist when it comes to politicians. Like, not ableist in the sense that, like, if you're, blind, you can't be a politician or something. But like, if you obviously don't have your mental faculties in order you shouldn't be in a position of power. And yes, I am absolutely ageist when it comes to politicians as well. Ageist in the direction where after you get to a certain point in your life, you obviously should not be in any position of power. You should not be in a position of power if you are incapable of operating a vehicle, for example. If I can't trust you to drive a car, why do I trust you to drive the government? I feel like that's pretty simple. And this is not like, once again, I'm not talking about like disabilities like blindness or something, okay? I'm talking about up here. You at least have to be somewhat sharp, I think. In theory, you have to be a competent person, mentally competent. If you are incapable of communicating, if you're like, I mean, this is beyond like, oh, he just tripped and fell, right? You can see in his eyes, like he cannot walk without assistance. He doesn't know what's going on. It's very obvious. Like this is the same shit that they did with Joe Brandon.
My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
Bro fell, didn't even register that he fell, and went, This is one of the most powerful men in this country, man. This is a fucking clown show. This is, bro. This literally, this kind of stuff like really pisses me off because it is so reminiscent of like monarchic structures. You know what I mean? Like this feels like we're all a bunch of medieval peasants and our divine lordship ordained by the king that got the heavens mandate that just rule over us. And it's so obvious that they're just like sloppy. They got gout. They're fucking dying. And we're over here being like, no, they deserve to rule over me. His lordship deserves to rule over me, my lord. How is this any different? This is where we're at. This is what's going on. And we have like the only difference between the former feudal structure and monarchies is that back then, society was kept together by this notion that God made the king, right? He was destined by God to rule over man. And then he would pick his lordships, he would pick his lords, and we all had to live under this structure. Nowadays, instead of God, we've fulfilled that role with the fake notion of meritocracy, where every single person is actually worthy of the position that they have, worthy of the status that they have, because they worked really hard and worked really smart for it. And there are examples of this lie. Like there are examples disproving this fucking lie every single day. Look no further than the likes of Elon Musk, for example. Elon Musk does not work at all. He tweets way too fucking much for anyone to think that he even works a little bit, right? And yet people still think he deserves it. We have to exist in this weird space where we have to believe that Elon Musk actually deserves his position, deserves his status, because otherwise we have to really reconsider whether or not meritocracy is real, whether or not capitalism has actually created a much more egalitarian world, as opposed to the previous structures of inequity, like monarchies and feudalism and lordships. Like the people that look back throughout time at moments where, you know, people have rose up and took out these lords, took out these kings, do not realize that we live in the exact same structure with a different patina slapped on it. That's it. We live under the exact same constructs right now. The way I see it, this is no different. This is no different than a lord who pisses and shits himself, and you look at that and you're like, well, I can tell that this guy is not all there, but what the fuck do I do? He's just an almighty, all-powerful person. Counterpoint, maybe he fell on purpose to avoid the question. Yeah, he did the Justin Trudeau. He did the Justin Trudeau method. For those of you, for the Canadians, this is a somewhat of a deep cut, I guess, because a lot of people don't remember this, but Justin Trudeau famously used to fall as a humorous bit. Like that was his thing. He could fall well, and he would do that. And I think that's what Mitch McConnell is doing here. He learned from the best.